Hello and welcome to another edition of Stock Watch. So, in the last 24 hours, we've seen Apple shares jump by up to 5% on the back of news reports that the iPhone production is set to rise by a staggering 30% in the first half of 2021. So, basically, from January to June next year, 96 million iPhones will be manufactured, and that includes the new 5G compatible iPhone 12 models as well as the existing iPhone 11. So, Apple now intends to produce these iPhones, which is up to 20% more than it did in 2020 alone. So what's more interestingly enough is Apple no longer discloses how many phones it sells during earnings report neither. So it's a very, very significant number if it is true. As I said, it's news outlets and not the actual company reporting it. But you know, with any kind of news reports for recent stocks, we see moves in the market, which is what we've seen in the last 24 hours as well. So also this week, Apple updated its App Store to show information about what kind of data users' various applications collect. So basically, it's got a lot of attention from Facebook because Facebook are actually trying to have a bit of a privacy on their application, but Apple stores are basically, going against that. And Facebook are not happy and having a bit of a war of words and a bit of a conflict. So Facebook is basically an advertising company which makes its money by harvesting detailed information about what consumers might go on, what they might visit, and then obviously they get an advertisement back from that company to see if they're going to want to click on their web page. And this is a brief summary of a way that Facebook makes money. But Facebook aren't liking the fact that the Apple Store in general is actually divulging that information, the user data on what it collects to out there in the public. So it's a little bit of war of words, like I said. So I'll be very curious to see how this develops going forward and to see if there's going to be any animosity between the two companies. Obviously very, very big Silicon Valley companies that can really have a bit of a say in the market. So the last time I looked at Apple, I was looking at these recent peaks and troughs and looking at the last peak to see if it was going to break that. I think it was a few weeks ago the last time I looked at it on the stock watch. So obviously now what I'll be looking at, I'll just move this out of the way, is the next peak. I mean, it's looking for fresh yearly highs now, and there's no reason why we can't actually get to that target. We're trading at 127, just below the 130. Another $7 after that. It's very, very feasible and very understandable why it can probably push higher to that region as well. We're seeing on the momentum indicator, we saw some divergences prior to that. At the moment, as you can see, there is a slight bearish divergence here, which could come into fruition if we see a bit of momentum start falling even further and prices obviously take a bit of a hit. But at the moment, we're seeing a very, very bullish market with Apple. It looks like it's not going to slow down from this period here. At the beginning of November, we've seen a very, very bullish ascent, and it's actually pretty much trading in a ascending channel. Just zoom in to highlight that at the moment. So it's very difficult to say if it's going to slow down. We're going to look at more further headlines as well. If the iPhone production does increase for next year, that can only mean one good thing for Apple in general. And obviously the iPhone isn't the only product that it is developing. So we'll look as we go into the end of the year what the opportunities are for the share price as well. But I'll be looking at a very bullish momentum up to fresh highs. I don't really see it falling or collapsing any further than, as I say, these recent troughs that we've seen for support. So even if it does start simmering down, I'll expect a bounce here. If it does keep pushing down, then I'll see if it falls out of this ascending channel in the next few days, or even probably towards the end of the year as we pick up in the holiday season. So with Facebook being in the mix as well, just want to touch on that, because when I last looked at it a few sessions ago, I was saying that it's either going to fall to fresh lows on this ascending channel or we're going to pick up to fresh highs. At the moment, as you can see, we've had a bit of a false break, a spike down to this level here. It's been false because now we're trading back into the cloud, and that's engulfed the prices, and now we might see a bit more of an upsurge. So we've got a bit of a confluence zone here with the Tenkan and Kijun lines, and we're just looking to see if it's going to start bouncing back up again. So as I said, false break here, We'll see if it's going to start pushing further down. I don't see it at the moment. We're in a bit of a consolidation at the moment. So if we can break out of this support and resistance region here, then I will fully expect that will be the direction to go in the next few trading sessions. So plenty to look forward to as we close out the year. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to add them to the video and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead and bye for now.